Hey y'all. Fluffy wants snuggles. We have a break in the rain, so I'm going to go plant my butternut squash seeds. See, last time I was out in the garden, I planted some acorn squash and they have just popped up. So I'm gonna show you the acorn squash. I also planted watermelon, but they have not germinated yet. So let me show you the acorn squash. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like little mounds that I put a couple of seeds in. So these ones have popped up. Those ones have germinated. These ones have germinated. We have one there that germinated and a couple over there. This pile has not germinated yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the day we have some fresh sprouts. Everything is looking good and happy. I need to harvest some of the greens from my beets. Daniel and I clip the leaves and eat the leaves of these beets. Like I saute them. And they'll still grow a beet in the ground so long as you leave a couple leaves to photosynthesize. And I want to show you my very first eggplant. I spied this the other day, but let's take a look. There it is. There's my eggplant. Hey y'all, it is Saturday and it's not raining, so Daniel and I are outside. He's working on the pathway along the raised garden beds, and I'm gonna be planting pumpkin seeds and weed whacking. I'm a little anxious because I left the cats alone inside and they are not napping at the moment, so hopefully they don't get in a cat fight. Anyways, let's get started. Morning y'all, it's about 8 o'clock and we're supposed to have more rain. Yesterday we did not have rain, but goodness gracious was it hot and humid, so we did not get as much done as we were hoping. Alright, so we have outlined this area. I'm going to be putting pumpkins here. Ideally we wouldn't have all this grass here. I don't have the tools or the ability to like clear it, and I don't have time to cover it. If you look here where it's brown, that's where this white plastic, I don't know what this is, that's where that thing was sitting, and so it like smothered the grass. So ideally we would have had smothered this whole area, but we only came up with this idea like recently. So the pumpkins should grow through the grass. It's just not gonna look as nice. So I'm gonna have like weeds growing up over it and stuff. Because we did butternut squash basically in the grass last year out of the ground. And this is butternut squash in this area for this season. So that will get weeds in it, but I went through and weeded it. I tilled it by hand, and so it won't get nearly as many weeds as like this is gonna have, because it already has grass growing here. And then this is just short because we mowed it yesterday, or excuse me, on Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some seeds. All right, so I'm gonna be planting in rows, and these are my smallest pumpkins, and they get to be about this big. I'm gonna put these along the edge. Then I have 7 other varieties of pumpkin, and most of them are ones that would get very large if I let them grow that large. So these are my pumpkins from last year that I had on the porch, and then I saved all their seeds. So, I don't know, I gotta get to work. Here we go. Okay, I have now planted the pumpkins. It's so hot out. I'm tired. Glad I got them in the ground. Hopefully they do okay. That's a lot of work. I didn't film yesterday while we were working because it was actually too hot. The camera will overheat and just not work. So that's why there's no footage of us preparing that area for the pumpkins. Not that we did much other than put a border in. And anyways, so I'm in the chickens coop. We had shown y'all, we moved about 7 chickens into the mobile chicken coop. And when we did that, none of those birds sat on eggs, even though like we put some in there for them to sit on. So we pulled them out. So I guess we like broke their broodiness. To be fair to them though, I felt really bad. They had been broody for at least a month, most of them, which is normally when it would end once they hatch eggs. So we, since pulling those 7 out, some others have become broody and they wanted to sit on eggs. So we moved them in here and they are sitting on eggs. So I wanted to show y'all. One here, one there, and one there. So flower, get out. So we have these 3 and then we have water right there for them and we have food. And they'll just sit on their eggs until they are ready to hatch. You guys go away.